What up, fam? Got my Hey Black Farmer shirt, which is the truth, courtesy of Tall Grass Food Box, which you can buy this shirt and buy some food boxes from that company as well. They do some dope work. Local company here in North Carolina. It's not a paid ad. I don't have enough people who watch my videos or subscribe to do a paid ad, but just a dope business supporting black farmers and the work that they do. You can get a fresh produce box delivered to your door weekly. I was too late for the summer box, but I'm definitely gonna be hopping on the fall boxes. So anyway, something I was thinking about. Yesterday I was thinking about depression a lot of reasons why. And then, something I've thought about is how many of the world's issues that we experience are because of men who have depression. And because of that depression, they let their anger, their greed, their impulsivity control them. The greater amount of privilege that you have, the easier it is to use your mental health issues as leverage, as fuel, to use your resources and just burn through those resources and manipulate those resources to get what you want. But the thing is, when you take resources and manipulate them and burn through them, those resources are resources for a reason. They're impactful to other people. Other people need them. So everything is a system. So something I think about with that is like, okay, well, why don't a lot of men understand depression and anxiety and what that looks like for men? And why don't a lot of men accept that and get treatment for it? Whether some kind of therapy, some kind of medication, or both. I'm a fan of both. I don't criticize people for picking one over the other, although I do personally strongly believe, in my professional opinion, medication alone is not a good choice. Not saying it's a horrible choice, but the idea of medication is just to lower those symptoms, those characteristics, those aspects that make things overwhelming, so that you can then work on developing more healthy coping mechanisms, more ways to deal with those issues, right? So you think about someone like Putin, Vladimir Putin, right? You think about that. This man is clearly entitled. He is clearly greedy. He wants more. He's trying to control land. He's trying to control money, trying to control a certain vision of his legacy, even trying to control the narrative. US knows all about trying to control the narrative. But I think about how much of this is just depression. The Russian people have been through a lot. Putin's been through a lot. I don't have empathy and sympathy for him, but he's still a human. If humans do things because of reasons, there's only so many reasons, right? So I think about how a lot of men just don't want to admit that they're scared. There was I know Liam Neeson, that dude's been wilding out. Well, he had one wild out moment, right? He was talking about he's gonna roam around, look for black dudes to beat up. Granted, that was in his past, whatever. But one of his movies, The Gray, I love that movie because his main character was like, heck yeah, I'm afraid. Some guy was like, what, are you scared? He's like, yeah, I am scared. There's these wolves out there and they're a lot bigger than you think and all this, right? So one of the first things that we can do is to admit that we're afraid. If you want to be brave, if you want to be courageous, step one, admit that you're afraid. So many men, we have this whole thing about like fear is weak and unhealthy. We have emotions for a reason, y'all. We have to embrace these emotions, and we have to combine those emotions with our strengths and pragmatism. And that's how we really get real depth in our thinking and our reflecting and how we see things, right? It's a lot of rambly thoughts, but depression's been on my mind very heavily because I have this symbiotic relationship, which a lot of us have, especially us ADHDers and bipolar folks, with depression and anxiety, and realizing that my depression is really strong. I mean, I know that I'm on Prozac, but I'm on Prozac in part because my anxiety feeds into my depression feeds into my anxiety. So it's kind of like, which one are you going to pick? It's been working pretty well. So I wonder how many of us need something like that. Woo, that thing getting shaky. Ah, it's getting shaky there. All right, look, y'all, keep walking. Got some things we got to take care of. And by things, I mean ourselves, so that we can be the best versions of ourselves for the people we love and for ourselves. And by best versions, I don't mean perfect. Nobody asked you to be perfect, except for maybe you, and you probably need to stop. We're not perfect. I embrace those flaws. Have a lot of issues. A lot of issues. Just keep walking. Y'all got this.